Hey everybody, thank you for being here today with us. I have here Brian Powell. Brian, please leave us with three practical tips for other dads and for other families to do at home to help their children in their spiritual journey.
Just having a regular time with your kids of devotion. It doesn't have, it can be scripture reading, it can be prayer time, it can be, whatever you want, and it can be any time of the day that you want. But I think that just having that consistency every day is important. The second thing, when we're just talking about that, work on your father-son relationship with God, and take cues from your kids. It's not that you can't have your skeptical questions and things that you're struggling with. That's okay, but just learning to develop a relationship of trust in Him. I think the more you grow in that area, the more joy and more peace that you're going to exhibit, and it's going to be for them to see that it's genuine. And it's
nice.
So I think that is something that just work toward that child relationship with God. Lastly, I would say that when you're spending time with your kids, I think it's important to not try to take over the time, like try to dominate the time. You may know way more than them. You may have a real angle that you're really wanting to hit hard with them. Try to hold on to those things loosely. And this is an area that I'm working on still a lot. But you wanna try to allow your children to have an opportunity to engage in their way, engage these faith discussions, because they're not exactly like you. They may share a lot of your traits, but everybody's unique, and I've learned that with my son. I mean, there are some things that we really connect with, and there's sometimes like he's processing things a totally different way than I do. And I think it's important, if you want your kids to own that relationship,
To own their faith.
You don't want to put your stamp over that.
Okay.
So make the discussions, try to make them 50-50.
Right.
And, if you're going to err on one side, try to maybe err on the side of listening. Just allow them to talk. Try to ask them guided questions that get them talking. Try to ask them questions that maybe relate to their life, like if they've ever experienced something like you're talking about in school, with a kid, or that's really important, because what you want them to do is not to have your faith, but to have their own personal connection, because it's again you're passing that baton over to
them.
To
that's
God.
Right.
You don't have to be a Bible scholar or a prayer warrior or any of that. And, sometimes it's a journey for the parent as well as the kid. If they're young in the faith, it's okay to learning alongside your kids.
Right.
So you don't have, there aren't any real prerequisites to doing this kind of thing. It's just a matter of just building it in, just build in a little bit of time every day. And if you need any other incentive other than connecting with Christ, look at it as a time that you're investing in your kids, and that you're also you're going to have a deeper bond with your kids.